You let them know.
It means keep the noise to a minimum. I cannot go to my room and close the door. This is my preferred background. People don't want to see me. But you know what? Maybe doing this from my bed might present a level of comfort, the likes of which I've
you get
never
sent to
had.
your room in your house?
That's what it sounds like.
I can't, just a little while longer. Can I talk to my friends? You can't go to your room and do this. Until it becomes unbearable.
Are we starting the show right now?
Why not? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
how's your Corona experience, Antoine?
Let's do a little lead in. This is the Can't Tell Us Nothing show.
Yeah!
This is Can't Tell Us Nothing. We're a group out of Houston, Texas. Over on this side, there's Tandy. We got Amici. We got John, myself, and Antoine. Together we make a Houston improv group known as Can't Tell Us Nothing. In this show, we take opinions, topics, discussions, whatever, and use that to inspire improv scenes on the spot. And we're coming to you over safe distances, social distances from the COVID. So we're all in our respective homes, sanitizing our hands and washing our faces constantly. But today, as John was saying, we're gonna talk about our COVID experiences, our lack thereof. I mean, I think we've all been relatively healthy throughout this whole experience, right? Which has been great. I'm glad you guys are
knocking on wood.
Yeah, practicing good things. We got Tandy on the front lines. We got Michi. You still work, right? Do you work from home?
Yeah, I still go to work every day.
You go into work
every day? 7 days a week?
Well, 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, you know. But yeah, I'm still going to my office and doing work from there, a few hours a day.
So I work from home. This is actually my work computer right there. John, I think you work from home during this, or you're off? I forget.
I work from home.
Yeah. So and you work from home sometimes anyway, right?
Yeah, I work like 2 days a week, 2-3 days a week. I work from home.
So I'm actually curious to hear from Tandy and Amici, who actually still go into a public space to work. What's that experience been like? How have people been acting?
How's that hazard work doing?
Well, for me, some people have kind of been, you know, respecting, okay, this is a dangerous situation. But, you know, every now and then you come across somebody who's just, that they'll just get right in your personal, almost try and get in your personal space and be touching things. And it's like, you know, do you know what's going on right now? Kind of in a way. So that's kind of my experience so far.
It's hard. It's hard. I'm just jumping in. I'm sorry. I figured we could talk. We don't have to take turns. You know, we know each other. Even though we in these little boxes and we're in our own house, I think we still just talk like normal. No, it was sad. I think it was yesterday. One of the we've had some extra help from nurses who are coming from clinics that have closed and they need somewhere to go, so they've come to our department to help. And this nurse got a call during the day that her grandmother passed away, and she had to leave, and she was tearful and all of this stuff. And I hugged her, and I was like, "That's the human thing to do." And I thought about it afterwards. I was like, "Oh," and that's hard because that's human. And so I was like, "I'm gonna take one for the COVID. I got to take one for the COVID."
Somebody still needs to be human.
To be human, man.
There still has to be some humanity. Yeah.
Thank you. You can't rob me of my humanity. I wasn't gonna hug her for a long time and walk around hugging her, but I gave her a real quick, whatever was needed or I thought was appropriate. But then, you know, we still go back to giving each other elbows. Or, how you doing? You know, that kind of thing. Anyway, maybe I should stay in my box and wait for my turn.
I always ask. I'm asking myself, I wonder what is the new world going to be like since we're so isolated, and we were already starting to become disconnected with like social media. Now we're really disconnected because don't nobody want to die or get sick, or something like that. So I want to hear what people like. What do y'all think the new world? Do you think we're going to be affected by it in a small kind of way? Do you think majority of the people are going to stay disconnected? Or
I actually want to talk about the disconnected thing, because that's something that you hear a lot about. People are disconnected more now with internet and cell phones and whatnot. But at the same time, sometimes I feel like I'm even more connected than ever, because I feel like I know more about the people in my circles than I ever did before the internet. Like before, you had to talk to people individually to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's like honestly been a while since I've asked somebody, "Hey man, what's going on?" I actually meant it, because I see what everyone's doing all the time. I don't have to be like, I'm never really in the dark about what somebody's doing for the last 6 months anymore. If I haven't seen somebody for a couple of years, I still know some of the things they've done. Thanks to social media and everything.
Yeah.
I think, we complain a lot. Oh, there's too much this. You got a computer on your phone. You can just send this message. And I was like, thank God we have all of this stuff now. Can you imagine if it was like back in 1982 and we just had a telephone, like the single line in the house, and you're trapped in the house? Who would you talk to? What would you do?
I think more people would there would be more people who are like, I think the cases would be worse, because we don't ever really have to leave our house for like 80% of the things that we would have had to 30 years ago. And like you said, like if you just had one line, and there's people who are going to be so lonely and get so emotional and dramatic that they'll probably put themselves in danger just to have some kind of connection with people. Whereas social media, you could do this, and there's your social engagement for the day.
Yeah. Can you imagine like being in a house? I'm trying to like use our one line to communicate with you guys and whatever, and these kids are trying to talk to their friends. It'd be a terrible line. Everybody would be mad at everybody. Get off the phone. It would just. I think there'd be more tension than.
Way more tension. Way more tension. Remember back in the day, someone was telling me that you wouldn't talk to your like spouse for the whole day until they got back home. Yeah. You don't know what was going on. And I'm sure back then there was way more cases of men that would just have separate families on the other side of town just for that one opportunity right there. You don't have that opportunity here, nowadays. So you got to be really skilled.
Families that you need to have another one close by. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm on the west side of town today, so I'm going to go see my west side family or whatever.
Yeah. But like you said, like I'm one of those people, I guess because I work from home, I'm comfortable in the way we communicate now. Like I think we can get a lot of stuff done, and we don't need to be up under each other like all the time. Look at New York, like those people are up on top of each other all the time, with or without technology. And that shit just seems so, there's so many opportunities for chaos to happen. So
that's actually an interesting point. Like you think about, general happiness in communities. And I think, at least in my brain, communities where people are more spaced out and they have their own, plots of land and whatnot, they always seem to be more happy and get along with each other more than the jam-packed skyscraper downtown urban communities where everyone's just squished together. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're not disconnected at all.
At all.
Hate it.
You hate it. No matter how much you paid for it, it could be $1 million high rise. You're still going to be as mad as the guy who paid like $250 if you got to fight for somebody for the elevator to go up. Whereas the farmer who has like 50 acres and he's never seen it, he only sees his neighbor once a month when they like exchange corn, he's probably having the time of his life. It's not affecting him at all, the coronavirus, So I'm always like, I don't think people really like being around people.
We cut to four farmers meeting at their monthly corn meeting where they exchange corn and news. So I had a good harvest come in, everybody, as you can see. Here you guys go. Nice bushel of corn for everybody.
Oh, nice and yellow, golden this year.
The
Ebenezer?
the weather has been lovely for corn this year.
It's been really
Oh,
nice.
let's see what you have in your basket there. Yeah, you, Terrence. What's in your basket?
Of course. Well, of course, I have my corn as well.
Oh, yeah.
I also brought my son, who was sick earlier this month, but now is better. I have to give you guys the updates in bulk now. He was sick. He was sick for a few weeks, but now he's better, and here he is. He's nice, happy, healthy boy.
My brother looked at your son a couple of weeks ago, and he was telling me when we were exchanging our cornbread at dinner that he thinks that your son might have caught that from Cheryl's daughter.
What?
What?
Yeah, he told me that he thinks what your son had was transmitted through Cheryl's daughter.
Now, my son only has a monthly play date with Cheryl, so that had to have happened last month or so. His monthly play date hasn't come up.
I'm sorry. I'm Cheryl. I'm right here.
I know.
What do you mean transmitted through my daughter?
Well, I'm saying, you don't know what your kids are doing when you send them out there to shuck corn. They might be shucking a lot more than corn is what I'm getting at.
Our farms are right next to each other.
And they're right next to each other. Sometimes the corn leans.
See each other for a month. We choose that.
We choose that.
I'm gonna take my son back to the car or back to the tractor, and I'll be right back to use this.
Okay.
Come on with me, little Troy.
Little Troy. Hey, what's up, Dad?
What are they talking about now? You only have a monthly play date with Cheryl's daughter, and that's always been facilitated by us, your parents, and I don't understand what is being said here.
Dad, I haven't been so honest with you. You see, me and Cheryl's daughter, Gwen, we actually like seeing each other a lot more than you and your friends do. I mean, when she's out there sweating, shucking that corn, and the clothes are sticking to her body, I can't help to think more than just corn, Dad. I think about a lot of things, and sometimes they just get to me, and I guess me and Gwen transmitted our, sicknesses to each other while we were out there shucking corn. And
now, how did you do that?
Well, the old-fashioned way, Pa.
I know about the old-fashioned way. What do you know?
We cut to Cheryl's house. So, Gwen, is it true? You really transmitted a disease to little Troy? How? What were you doing?
Well, we made an agreement that, since we really like each other, and I had a disease, he had a disease, so we decided to trade a little bit of our diseases back and forth.
No, you did it the old-fashioned way. You had a disease party?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
old-fashioned
no. A disease party? That we haven't heard of those in this town for at least 30 years. Where did you guys come up with this idea? Where did it come from?
Oh, we've been having more meetings than, just when you and your friends meet up.
Oh, you mean you're not shucking corn alone all those times?
No, sometimes I go help him shuck corn, and sometimes he comes to helps me shuck corn. That's why I get it done so quickly.
We cut to the teenagers' weekly disease meetup. All right, everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm clear this week, y'all.
Oh, we got some diseases to give you, little Troy.
Okay, shoot them my way.
I've been collecting all my mucus just for you guys. Here's my mucus harvest for this week.
And look at my sword. Look at my
so
sword.
yellow. Oh
look
my
at the sword on the
God!
back of my arm. Look at the sword on my back. Look at
where'd you get those?
Yeah, those are fresh.
Tiger.
That is absurd to think back in the day that there was actual parties where parents would bring the kids to get sick together.
Chicken pox parties.
But, again, that's like looking from where we're looking. Of course, it sounds bad, but back then they definitely had less things than we do today. So, not to beat them.
What do you do when there's no access to medicine to take care of that for you,
Exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of the other way you can do it, I guess.
Yeah. And now, if people are still doing it now, there's definitely an issue.
Now you know people are still doing it.
Definitely doing it. I can't get down with it. Now, me and Karina, we're like, if there's other kids that are sick, we treat them like they're a rival gang. Like there's no way we're letting those kids come in anywhere contact with them, because they're going to get the whole house sick. All it takes is one kid to get sick. Kids walk around and spread germs over everything, and then the whole house gets taken down. So our house doesn't participate in old school methods like that.
Can someone explain to me why children are the vehicle for bringing sickness into the house so frequently? It seems like any new parent that I've met is constantly sick by their child all the time. Why is that? The parent still goes out into the world like anyone else. What does the children do? What's the difference in their body that makes it so much more infectious?
I don't know.
I would say probably sanitation levels are way low with kids.
Incubate longer in children than normal environments.
They're more prone to touching, slimy shit and stuff that adults, you've probably been burned when you were a kid. You learned that you had the flu when you touched mucus on the rail, whereas a kid might put a Lego out of his mouth or her mouth into another kid's mouth, so I would probably say just more reckless exposure. That's my opinion.
I don't know. I think their little immune systems are just getting hit with so much stuff. And it's like, because your immunity is built based on what you're exposed to. So they're new and they're just getting exposed to all this stuff. Your body may be used to it, but your body will still react. Like if you come in contact with it. So their little bodies are like, their little immune system when they're around other kids, like, oh, what's that? Oh, I'll take that. Oh, what's that? Oh, I'll take that. And then they bring it home and then, you just have to suffer too. Because, I don't know.
I feel like before a school sends a kid home, they should treat them like bowling shoes. Just like spray them with whatever that
It's just, spray acid and it just kills everything.
All right, cover your face.
What is that? Someone should look up what it is that bowling alleys spray in shoes. I've never seen it or even know what that is, but it has to be strong.
Isn't it just like Lysol or probably some antifungal? So it's probably Lysol because I think Lysol is supposed to kill everything. But
see, it's not. But it's like some bowling alley brand Lysol, right? It's never like just Lysol in the can. Some special canisters they have, industrial strength or whatnot. But yeah, I think the kids need something similar.
We cut to a janitorial meeting at one of the schools, public schools. All right, team. As you can see, we had 30 new cases of the flu this week. I think the products that you guys are using are not strong enough. All right. So I want to do an inventory checklist. We'll go down the list. I want you guys to tell me what you guys are using when you're cleaning your parts of the building. All right. Larry, you want to go first?
I'll go first. Okay. I'm using a lot of bleach.
A lot of bleach? Okay.
A lot of bleach.
How are you distributing this bleach?
Put it in a bucket, some water, spread it on the floor.
You're just dumping it on the floor, Larry?
Yeah, just spread it on the floor like I've been doing for the last 20 years of what I've had this job.
Okay, yeah, fair point. You have been doing this 20 years, and this is an unusual spike in flu cases. So I want you to continue to do what you're doing. I would include a mop in there, maybe mop up the water. That might help. But other than that, Larry, keep doing a great job. Great. All right. What about you, Tim?
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I think that we need to save the planet. We're using a lot of resources. So instead of using a lot of water like Larry, I've been going down the street to to Franklin Elementary School, and I got a friend who works there, and I just have him pour out the water from his mop bucket into my mop bucket, and I just bring it over and I wipe down all the desks. I wipe down all the all the lockers, wiping down everything that they touch, the cafeteria tables, everything. I'm reusing water to save the planet, and I think I'm getting things clean.
Okay, Tim, when you say you're reusing this water, I know that elementary school, they got really high marks on their cleanliness last year.
Oh,
so I'm
yeah,
not necessarily thrown off by it, but what kind of rags and stuff are you using when you're deploying this old water?
Thank you for asking. I'm trying to save the planet. So I've been going to the hospitals. They've got rags that, they're done using. They've got some old gowns. They don't want to wash them anymore. And I'm like, you shouldn't. I'll take those rags and I just rip them up into, usable size rags. And, got some old towels from the hospital, got some, old bedding, just ripping it up, making rags, saving the planet though.
Yeah, well, that kind of rings a little bit of a risk. You're using old hospital stuff.
Really?
Yeah, how sure is that hospital stuff clean? Do you know somebody who's verifying that there wasn't a flu that touched any of those rags?
Oh, no. There's no verification process whatsoever. I've got a friend that works there. He's in charge of taking all that stuff to burn it. And, he don't want to do that. So I just jump right in and get what he's got. And I'm like, we can put this to good use at the school. And I just bring it on over.
Well, I definitely love your passion for the world and
saving the planet.
And it doesn't seem like it meets the standard, but I'm not 100% sure if it's what's causing this flu uptick. So I'm gonna ask Sandy what she's using. Sandy.
Okay.
What you using, Sandy?
Spit.
Like old school.
My own. Yes, exactly. That's what my pa used when he worked at this school. That's what his pa used when he worked at this school. And that's what I'm going to use because that is in our blood. It's the spit. Now I take my care for this school to the utmost when I use it. So what I do is I get one of these little flu things and I use it as an incubator. I become an incubator for it and my immune system becomes used to facilitate the spit. So when I spit it out, now everything's gonna be clean. You see what I'm saying? And sanitized. The flu can't survive once my spit has touched the surface.
It sounds like your spit increases the chances of the flu virus to get stronger.
Not at all. Not at all.
Sandy, do you?
Because I incubate it. You see, I let the flu incubate inside of me, and then once I'm feeling better, I spit it out, and it becomes the antibodies all over the lockers, all over the gym. I spit on the rags that Tim uses.
Wait a minute, are you incubating right now?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get us all sick.
Why didn't you tell us you were incubating? We're in the room.
Because it's an incubate. It's not an outcubate. All right, it's all inside. You guys are completely safe. Okay, I'm taking this for the team because that's how much I care. All right, and as soon as I'm feeling better, I'm gonna spit on the chairs you're sitting on. I'm gonna spit on the tools you're using just to make sure that you won't get infected.
Sandy, I really appreciate your family legacy of doing the spit and shine. But a part of our bylaws is to be open about the methods you're using. And if you're spitting on the team's tools, then we're effective distributors of what could be the flu virus. And I know you're saying you're incubating, but you could be incubating a far worse flu virus than what you're imagining. And you just have a strong enough immune system to not actually get sick.
I don't understand anything you're saying. All I know is what my pa taught me. He said, you got a gift and you want to share it. You're telling me not to share my gift? Is that what you're saying? You're saying
we cut to Sandy and her pa. Grab my hand, girl. This may be the last time that we have a chance to talk.
Of course. What do you have to say?
Step back a little bit because I'm incubating. I'm incubating something pretty fierce right now.
This is the biggest one yet, Pa.
This is the biggest one yet. I haven't incubated anything like this before. I think that's why my life force is going so low and I feel like I'm dying. It's just taking over the whole incubation. The incubation is taking over my whole body.
I would love it if you could cough in my face once you're feeling better, so I could begin incubating as well.
That would be my gift to you if I could. But I just want to let you know, you have a powerful incubator within you. Don't just depend on me and your grandma and all of us here to incubate for you or give you great diseases. You have the power to create and get something incubated inside you. That's what I want to tell you, girl.
Wow.
That's what I want to tell you.
I'll remember that forever.
Oh, the incubation is powerful in me. Just bring your face right here, baby. Right here. Right here.
Scene.
I remember that reminded me of when the what was the Ebola virus, when the Ebola virus happened, which to me I felt more fear, like true fear, because you know that dude had just like, you know, just died within like an hours or something. Well, I had got dehydrated because I had like a bad like stomach virus, and I came to the urgent care, and because of how bad I looked from dehydration, they, you know, I had to go through the Ebola check-in process, which everybody in that urgent care is looking at you like you're carrying, you know, the, you know, coronavirus today, right? Like nobody wants to touch you. And and I actually remember like some ladies like grabbing the stuff and just leaving and looking at me with disgust, like, why would you come in here if you have Ebola? But no one, I never said I had it. No one ever said that that's why I was there. They just assumed because I was how I looked that there's nothing that this guy could possibly have but Ebola. You know.
You sure you weren't standing in the Ebola line on accident? You
That's
didn't
an
know you
odd
were
thing
in
with
it.
identifying someone.
I could have.
It was like the regular line was really long, but the Ebola line, it was short. You're like, I'm just gonna get this line and get checked in real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that where was that? In Dallas or was that in Texas?
Yeah, that was in Texas. That was here. Oh, you talking about the guy that died?
Yeah.
I think that was Dallas. I think that was Dallas.
Oh, it was crazy.
It was crazy. I mean, we've lived through a bunch of them. Remember anthrax? When people were scared of
anthrax and SARS.
SARS. Yeah. I remember what was the other one? Swine flu.
Yeah. Zika. We were running scared of Zika for a little bit.
Oh my God. It was making the babies' heads big or something like that. That's what people were saying.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, that hasn't like been solved.
No, right? I think it's still, yeah.
People just moved on.
That's the real Legion of Doom, is all those illnesses. Like they just have a camp and they're like, I got them. Reign over the world. Go get them, Corona.
Yes. We cut to the diseases Legion of Doom meeting. Gather around, all you diseases. It's the annual meeting to determine who is the most powerful, the grimiest, who can cause the worst destruction of anybody.
I love that we're meeting in Dubai this year.
Yeah.
It's been going well for us.
This whole place was blew our budget, but isn't it fantastic?
It is
marvelous. As a matter of fact, dues are due. Zika, you are a little bit behind in yours. Everybody seems to have forgotten about you, but we haven't. You have a financial responsibility to the Legion of Doom.
Oh, okay. All right. Just that, I've been getting many mentions in the media, sponsorship deals, so it's
you've got to hustle out there. You've got to hustle. When do we tell you? The victory is not handed to just the person, the disease that exists. You gotta work for it.
You gotta work
Look
for
at
it.
Ebola. I think he's
Sorry.
going on Ebola's going on a job right now. Ebola, calm down, sit down at the meeting.
Ebola does not take a day off.
He does not rest. Zika, you should be more like Ebola. Listen.
No.
I'm sorry. Yeah, be more like a bowler. Okay, I'll try.
Be more like Ebola. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Cyrus here, and I just want to thank you guys again for giving my nephew COVID a chance and letting him kind of join the ranks here.
Your nephew was very promising. We thought at first
I saw a lot of promise in him.
Listen, we'd received all the wrong information. We thought he was mild. We thought there was nothing wrong with him. But that boy is a destructo wizard.
I call him Clark Kent all the time. Mild-mannered, but actually Superman.
Oh my goodness, he's wreaked havoc. There's never been a pandemic like him.
Well, hold on.
He's okay, but you know.
he's just
you
getting
guys
off
were
the ground.
epidemics. Let's be clear. You were epidemics, okay?
That's
We're
true.
talking pandemic.
Yeah, we're talking blue chip right here. This.
Oh, you're
that kid-
back, Ebola.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You have
I'm
so
sorry.
many jobs. You just always
I
moving.
had to deal with the press. You know, the press is always showing up, and
He is a crowd pleaser, that one.
you know, I had to get out there and show them I could still melt some people. You know.
You see, Zika? He's still sensational. They want to follow him. Be more like Ebola.
That's the goal, guys. I've been trying to tell you for a long time. You got to get in front of the media, and you got to show out. Those are your showcases, okay? You know, you only got to kill a handful of people, but you got to make sure the media knows.
Yeah, I blew my wad too fast, obviously. Like, I hit hard and I hit quick, and then I ran out of steam. Guys,
Well, we told you not to mess with those babies, man. We told you the babies wasn't going to work well for the media, and you know.
You're talking to me or Zika? I'm sorry.
I'm talking to Zika.
I'm talking to
Zika's
Zika.
always failing. Zika.
Talking
You
Zika.
just picked one demographic, just one to affect. You don't hustle.
I went for like a niche, like a specialty.
A niche specialty limits you. You'll never be a pandemic that way. Speaking of which, Ebola, you were top dog initially. But have you heard about all of the havoc that SARS's nephew, coronavirus, is wreaking?
Oh,
He's
yes.
a pandemic man.
Oh yes, I've met that young gentleman, and he has a bright future. He has a really bright future. He's taking it.
You used to be top dog. You used to have a bright future, but
Watch that throne. Watch that throne.
I gotta admit, you know, Ebola is it's not scalable. Too many people were just dying too quickly, and where this new kid, you know, he doesn't necessarily kill a whole bunch of people.
that's right.
But he can spread. Yeah, that's
days.
14
got
days.
New York City shut down. Have you seen pictures of Times Square? It's empty.
It's empty. It's empty. He's broken the stock market a few times.
The dream.
Yeah, the dream.
I wish I had that impact on the stock market.
You know what, guys? I know since we're talking about the throne, I've been thinking if we let that kid keep going, he's going to put us all out of the league.
Now hold on. He's just a kid, okay? He's got a lot of talent. He got a lot of natural gift. I don't think we need to worry about him.
No.
We need to bring him into the ranks, show him how we do this, and he's going to be a great asset for us.
I'm telling you, this kid he's a brute. He's a savage. You know, I'm not going to get to make my return in another 10 years if this guy is still around.
Well, then maybe you shouldn't. And they get into this debate, and they're fighting in like after the meeting. Ebola and Zika are next to each other, walking to the car, and they start scheming.
You know, Zika. I think we could do something to really turn this thing to our advantage.
Like form a duo and really take on the world?
Yeah, like Bebop and Rocksteady. I don't think
they were great.
They were great. Everybody remembers them. You know, I'm Ebola, you're Zika. We hit them at the same time. You know, it's going to take more than just one of us to get rid of this Corona guy.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm in, you know, whatever. My schedule's pretty open right now.
Really?
By the way, do you have any You have like $5 for gas. I need to put up this tank.
You didn't fill up the tank, Zika. You
Yeah.
didn't save any of that money from when you had your reign?
Yeah, I didn't really get a lot, you know. Yeah, and I did waste some, but you know.
You had a budget, man. You had a budget, and you chose to spend it on a niche of babies. How did you blow that budget, man? You should still have thousands left over.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm just not very good at this.
We cut the Zika in his apartment with his girlfriend. That's right, Zika. I'm leaving.
What?
Yeah, we're about to be evicted from the apartment. Your car was repossessed, and you have no prospects. There's no reason for me to stay around.
Plus, no, I mean, I'm still working. I'm just not making any money right now. That's all. I'm still working, though. I still go to work every day.
No, you're not. No, you're not. I used to be able to hold my head high and tell my girlfriends, "Oh, I'm dating Zika," and they go, "Whoa, he's pretty fantabulous." Now I say I'm dating Zika, and they're like, "Who?" Everybody's just going for this Corona guy. You're nothing anymore. I think I'm just gonna split now.
Oh man.
That's all.
Before you go, do you have $5 for gas? I need to fill in this car.
Scene, yes.
Zika did have a little run. My sister was terrified to leave the hotel in Miami. She was like, I don't want to get bit by a mosquito, you know.
Oh man, them vector diseases that have to depend on some sort of insect to pass them. That's a whole different thing.
It is.
Sitting around waiting to get picked up by some mosquitoes so you can get your thing going on. Yeah. Other stuff is just like it's in the air, you know.
Yeah.
The
idea that a mosquito could carry Ebola is horrifying to me.
True.
Like that would be
right.
a nightmare because you're not even safe in your own house. Mosquitoes get in your houses.
Exactly.
Like, what do you do?
You die, man. There's no. Yeah. It's crazy, man. Like you said, airborne or like insect. Mm-hmm. Those are some terrifying diseases, man.
Yeah. Oh, and I like the diseases that, like, when they finally trace it back, it's something minuscule. Like, what was it? Was it the bubonic plague? Was it from the fleas that bit the rats? Wait, was it the flea? It wasn't the rat. I think they thought it was a rat, but it was actually the flea bit the rat, and then I think the flea bit the people, or it passed that way, or something unusual, or maybe the flea bit the rat and then gave the rat time. I don't remember. But how did the flea get involved? How did they trace it down to, like, it's not the rat, it's something biting the rat? It's just.
That's crazy. That's like
insane.
That's when
they have to figure out how the rat got the disease, right? Like, animals don't just like manifest a disease out of nowhere. They do get it from something. And how they trace it to a flea, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, if like animals were trying to figure it out, and with their rudimentary world experience, and they're like believing in magic and witchcraft, and then somebody putting like the voodoo hex on them as they're trying to stay alive or figure out what's going on with them? That's funny. Like, they don't have is there a rat scientist? Like, who in the animals have like scientists who are doing research on their diseases and their stuff to find out what's happening?
Yeah, I feel like in my head, because I'm a human, I always think the easiest thing is the monkey is a scientist, because I can imagine him in a little coat, like a little thing. But that doesn't mean that monkeys actually experiment. If anything, I would say like maybe a crow or a dolphin could be a scientist.
True.
For other animals, or just within the crow world?
Well, I'm sure they would try to break out into the other animals. Yeah.
Do you don't think but that's pretty animal. I don't know what that word is, but you don't think rats are smart enough to have their own rat scientists? You think they have to like have a crow scientist come and help them figure it out? You don't think rats?
I think they have a scientist, but then like birds just have way more, view on the world. They have way more interactions with different things. So I would take my bet on a crow scientist over a rat scientist if I had to. Somebody had to listen to somebody.
Yeah, let's go down this hole. I like it. So I think rats would be great. like pioneers, navigators, explorers, even though you think the crow has the bird's eye view, right? But also crows are really good at observing. They sit in a tree and they can watch, which is good for taking notes.
Exactly. So they have really good,
scientists.
observations, right?
Mm-hmm.
God,
but rats can navigate a maze.
Yes.
Yeah, but they're like eyes to the ground, man. They're seeing what's going on day to day. They're closest to like humans and everything else. So
we cut to a crow approaching a rat for some information. All right, Steve, you've been out here on the ground for a few days. What do you got for me? Do you got any good observations that you can lend for an old crow here?
Yeah, stay off Main Street. It's a whole lot of piss over there.
Okay, a lot of piss on Main Street. What's the source of this piss? What's your hypothesis here?
Well, from the lab samples me and my friend took, there was a lot of Colt 45 in there. There was some signs of cigarettes, like their kidneys aren't processing out some of the, all that stuff. But they're good people. They leave out a bunch of crackers and stuff for the family. So they're
good to know. That's good to know. And any notes on any new diseases, illnesses, elements that we need to watch out for in the animal kingdom?
Yeah. So I snuck into one of the people's houses, and they were watching this Netflix documentary called The Tiger King. And I just want you to get a word out to all the big cats that the humans they're getting more inhumane.
Oh wow, this is good to know. And can I say something? I know rats have a certain stigma of not being able to rise in the ranks of educated assumptions in the land of science, but you have good initiative. What you're telling me, the kind of leaps that you're making in your thinking and the initiative you take, I think you could probably be one of the first rats to make it up in science. Have you ever thought about that?
Are you asking me if I want to become a bird scientist?
Not a bird scientist, a rat scientist. I know that's unheard of. I know it's ridiculous you even put those two words together. But I don't know, maybe it isn't.
Listen, man,
go ahead.
I've been meeting you here for a couple weeks now, and I just want to let you know, man, I don't want to be just a rat scientist. I want to be a scientist that shares all information for all the animals. I want to be the Obama for rats.
You want to be the Obama for rats? That's crazy.
I think I could change the image of rats, man. I could give so much information. You know what? I snuck into this Wall Street banker's shoe, and I was studying and looking through his emails, and I predicted the market crash back in 2008 and 2009. I predicted it, man.
You predicted The Big Short?
But nobody wanted to listen to a rat, man. Everyone listens to birds.
That's true. That is true.
Birds are so wise. But my grandfather, they were giving my grandfather cocaine in NYU, and he was getting through all the mazes way faster than those monkeys. And what do? They just kept giving him cocaine, man. They didn't believe in him. But you believe in me. You can vouch for me in front of all those other animal kingdoms and bring me to the case to be a true scientist.
We cut to the rat back in the den with his family. Oh, so there you are, talking to the bird again, giving him all your scientific theories, all your information, and for what? For what?
I didn't come here back to this trash can for you to be hating on me. I told
I'm not hating.
This is a journey. This is a marathon. You didn't have all these 20 kids because you didn't believe in me, Cheryl.
See, you don't have to pick at my life choices. But I know you don't think I know. But I see that little bird suit you've been making out all those feathers that you've been gathering on your maze runs at night. I see that you're trying to pretend to be a bird and you want to hang around with birds because you don't think that rats can be scientists. You want this bird to give you a shot. Well, I got something to tell you, ratty. You're not going to be more than just the rat you are. I don't care how many feather suits you make. I don't care how you try to climb onto the high wire and jump off and fly. You'll never be a rat. All you're going to do is you'll never be a bird. All you're going to ever be is a rat.
That's not true. And no one's called me ratty since my days back in the street. So I'm going to do something that I never thought I would imagine doing. I'm going to leave my family here in this trash can and take my bird suit, become the greatest rat that ever lived.
Bye. Don't let the door hit you in the tail, rat. Self-hating rat.
Self-hating rat. Self-hating rat. I'm a self-hating rat.
You're wearing a bird suit.
I want to be a scientist. It's the only way I could be a scientist. I want to be able to show my 20 kids a better life. My grandfather, they just fed him cocaine in a maze. Huh?
Oh, there we go with the grandfather and the cocaine story again. He couldn't help it. He was a rat. He had no way. Well, he got addicted. I mean, cocaine is addictive. What do you expect?
Everybody will get addicted if you leave them in a room and give them cocaine. But my thesis could have changed everything.
Mama, Papa, what's going on?
Oh no, go back to bed, little rat tone.
You want me to get back in the sardine can?
Go back in the sardine can, rat tone.
Sorry, we didn't mean to wake you up.
I'm sorry, rat tone.
What's going on?
We're discussing the family.
Why's the door open?
Oh, it's open because I'm getting ready to leave you guys, son.
Oh, you just told him like that, rat?
I mean, I'm a rat. You want to challenge my ratness? So let's be real rats here, Cheryl. I'm not going to hide anything. I'm going to just put it out there. Son, I made this here crow suit because I want to be the greatest scientist to ever live. Not rat scientist. Any scientist, including human scientists. My first step is to tackle the bird kingdom. And as a scientist, if I can tackle the bird kingdom, then I can elevate into the monkey kingdom. And if I tackle the monkey kingdom, then I can tackle the human kingdom. And then we'll be good.
You see that he has like a bunch of charts that he's pulled up on the walls. He's doing this.
You see the crow that I meet up with, he knows this bonoboo over in Costa Rica. And he has this new physics equation that's going to change the world. It's going to give animals
about that.
It's going to give animals the internet.
All you're doing is you're hearing the rantings of a self-hating rat. I know he's your dad, but he hates himself. He doesn't like being a rat, and he wants to be another animal so he can ascend to greatness. Instead of just staying here being a rat and making people respect us, we started the bubonic plague, for God's sake. We have power. We just never tapped into it as a group. And
technically, son, we didn't start the bubonic plague. It was a flea that bit one of the patient zero rats.
That's just a conspiracy
We
theory.
were a vehicle, son.
Us.
We weren't even. We were just a scapegoat. I don't want to be a scapegoat. I want to be great. So go back to your sardine can that only my rat salary can afford, and I'll come back and get you when we build our house in the trees. When I'm making all that bird money.
Insane on bird money. I've heard of crabs in a bucket, but rats in the trash can also work.
Have bird money.
Bird money, man. Like, I think pigs and probably birds would, if they were like capitalists, would probably make the most money.
Why
pigs?
Pigs, or even like whales. Like if I was a whale, I would like lease my back for people to ship stuff on.
How will pigs make money?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they go on Wall Street. Tear the game up. I don't know. Pigs seem like they would just be like they're down for whatever. So those kinds of people typically make a lot of money in capitalist natures. You know what I'm saying?
We cut to a farm. You guys walking up to the farmer. Hey, man, can I ask you a question?
What's going on, buddy?
Yo, can I talk to your pig for something real quick? That's the thing I'm working on, and look for people who'd be down for anything. Or anything that's down for anything, actually.
You want to talk to that pig over there?
Mm-hmm. That one right there.
I don't know if you necessarily know who that pig is, but that pig, he ran a Ponzi scheme back in the 1990s and stole about $1.8 billion from a bunch of rich people.
What?
And I made a deal with the federal government that he could stay right here on my plantation. I monitor all those conversations because I don't know who I can trust that he talks to.
Okay. Look, I'm not looking to do anything crazy illegal. I'm just looking for people who'd be, down for anything. If you're down, you can listen. That's fine. I just want to talk to the pig.
Okay.
Get his point of view on things.
Okay. Just protect yourself. This is a modest, smart pig. He stole $1.8 billion.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
And
he's not in jail. He's here on this farm.
Well, there was no constitution technically for pigs when he was going through trial, and he had enough money to fight the case. So, yeah, you're working with a smart pig here, boy. I just want to let you know.
Wow. Yeah, this farm came highly recommended. So I didn't know why. He said this is the farm you want to come to. Now I know why.
Okay. John Jones, come over here. Got somebody want to talk to. To you.
Okay.
Hey, yeah, they call me Big Al.
Okay, what is it?
I'm actually looking for a partner for a thing I'm trying to get off the ground, and I hear people of your persuasion, beings of your persuasion, are a little bit more down for anything. I was wondering if you'd be interested.
Yeah, I'll be interested. Do you have any seed money?
I'm actually in the funding round right now. This is the seeding right now of getting started. I was actually hoping that maybe you could help me out with that. I understand you may have a lot of contacts from your background.
Yeah, I do. I still have quite a bit of money left over from my Ponzi days.
Well, I'm looking to make an application that will unite.
Perfect, wonderful. I'm sold on it. Do you have any money in your pocket right now?
Do I have money in my pocket right now?
Yeah, I suppose you're committed to this. Make an investment. Let's do it.
Yeah, I got $50 in my pocket right now. I didn't know.
Okay, I'll take that.
Okay, all right, sure.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Yeah, where's that pig taking my money?
Listen, boy, I told you this is a really smart pig. Now, he didn't make $1.8 billion investing in people. He took people's money, and you just got took for $50.
Now the whole thing. You didn't say anything. You could intervene.
Look, the deal I made with John Jones is my farm was going under, and the federal government allowed me to take some of John Jones' money. So we got a little partnership here that I let him stay here and keeps his money in my barn.
Hold on. Wait, he pushes past him, runs up to the pig. Hey, okay, fine. Keep the money. But I'm looking for a business partner, okay? What I'm talking about could lead to way more than $50, all right? Don't you want to get some of that money back that you...
Boy, ain't you ever... Didn't you learn the lesson the first time?
Look,
I'm interested.
Thank you.
Jeez.
Okay. Is that a Louis Vuitton shirt you're wearing there?
Yeah. I figured this was a business meeting, so I, thought I'd dress up.
Okay, why don't you take off that shirt and get in the mud here with me?
You want me to get in the mud?
Yeah.
That's what he likes to do when he's doing business deals. He wants to feel comfortable.
Yeah, I want to see that you're invested in this, that you're committed to this. So if you want to just hand me that shirt and get in the mud.
Sure, I'm committed. I mean, the shirt probably wouldn't fit you anyway, right? So this is just a show of confidence. I understand. All right, let me sit in the mud here.
I'll take that. Thank you.
I'll
be right back.
Where are you going? I thought you were in the mud with me. Where's he going?
He's going to go eat the shirt.
He's going to eat the shirt?
He's a pig. He cares about money.
I'm trying to get him money. One more time. Don't eat the shirt. Don't eat the shirt. Hold on. Wait. Look, I know you probably have people walk up to you all the time.
I do.
With their ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about an app for parents who are looking to get disease parties going. All right? It unites other parents with sick kids, and they all meet up and they have a disease party, and it's gonna make millions. And I want you to be on the ground floor. All right, so you can eat the shirt if you agree to get on the ground floor with me here.
Okay, I'm interested. Sounds like a really good idea.
Okay, can I get you to sign on and get seed money? We can talk to some of the people in your network.
Well, I have an idea for an app
Okay.
where people have disease parties and invite their friends. I'm not going to make it myself.
And seed.
That's exactly how a pig will be.
All right. All
Pig
right.
I think pigs and snakes would make good business people. Like nobody would really want to mess with snakes in business, but I feel like they would be like super just cutthroat, and pigs would be greedy.
Oh God. So great. That was one.
All right. Well, that is the Can't Tell Us Nothing show, everybody. That is our time. Thank you for joining us for this experiment here, and thank you, Tandy, Amici, John, or Clarina, that's the thing, for being a part of this and trying this out. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and tag all the normal things: CTUNImprov, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those places. CTUNImprov.com for the website, YouTube, CTUNImprov. Search for that, you'll find us. A lot of good stuff on there. We got the podcast fully uploaded on the Mockingbird Network and on Spotify, iTunes, all that. So check it out. Leave comments, like, subscribe, all the good stuff you already know.
Yeah. Also topics. If anybody has any topics that they want us to do, I would, we could, get some topics to start the podcast.
Yeah. Hey, and what if they want to be a guest? What if we can invite them on to have a conversation with us? So if you want to be a guest, hit us up. Put it in the comment or something. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good to me. I like it.
Yep.
Sounds good to me. Amici, anything you'd like to add to this?
I think we probably will.
He's interested.
Sound like good stuff.
He's interested.
He's interested. You have any seed money though? You don't want to see how committed you are.
All right, then for Tandy, for John, for Amici, and for myself, Antoine, that's the Can Tell Us Nothing show. We are out.